and setting the picture up and drawing it exactly the way it is. Not knocking anyone who does, but to me, there's not a consistent amount of pleasure in that. It gets kind of repetitive and redundant, and it's really not, really doesn't bring on anything new or interesting, which I feel uh, this is demonstrating the need to think outside the box and to magnify images and dissect it mentally and look at it real close spatially and make uh, all the considerations necessary to frame a picture like this one should ultimately turn out to be. Let me check and see if I'm still recording. And I bet you said if I just shut up, then we'll get it over with. But hopefully the process itself is stimulating enough before the image is even done. We need to find the ear of this little creature here. Looks like I really don't know. What does it look like to you? We've got the mane here. Kind of resembles a lion. Kind of resembles a bear. It even's got the symmetry from this part here up of, again, a seal's face or an otter. Okay. We need to find, hold on a second. I see something here that might be able to be used. Rotate 180. So it's mane. It's a little bit too dark. You can even open its mouth now. Spread its tone line back. And I'm just doing this to create the proportions and spatial distance relationships of things. Bear with me for a second. Once I get this image in my head, then I'll know what shapes to look for. It would help if I did this. Okay. The ear is probably going to fall right about here. And this one's going to kind of come around like so. Let's actually drop it down here. A little bit too big. So let's go ahead and put it up like the other one. His head would drop down just a little bit. And draw the shape of his cranium first. And maybe I can get an idea of how this imagery is supposed to go here. Get it back, his jaw, his head would kind of come out here. Down a little bit. If you're stuck, then all you got to do is pull it over here. What we're going to do so we don't accidentally lose this, we're going to copy these two. Copy. Open up another paint and save all of our little creatures over here for future reference. Another thing, what I'm going to do is, real quickly, go into, minimize this, X that out, go to get some light on the subject. Okay. Need to get the shadows. Okay, I need the taking a picture of my body. The proportions are too big for this picture, so I need to create a, unless I magnify the picture, and that would distort it. So I need to take a picture of my hands because the hands are smaller, a smaller area of contour to work with. So I kind of like this one. We'll see what it looks like. Okay. So paint. Go down here to paint. Open this. Here, paste. Cut. Open. Hold on for a second. I don't want to make a mistake and cover this and forget it. Put that there. Actually, that's not going to work. I have to minimize that and open another paint. Open. There we go. Oh, no, that's not the one. Open. I didn't really get some good shadow on that, but we'll see what we can work with here. Copy. Paste. Invert color. Yeah. Didn't get enough shadow. Let's do this again. We need to turn down the brightness. And dim the light. Too much light, too much darkness, or too much light? I've got to figure out where to. Now when we see, I believe when we see like autistics or those with Asperger's syndrome, looking at their hands and things like that, of course they have a, I believe that they're actually making these geometric and spatial comparisons, and I believe it's highly intelligent. No, I'm not saying I'm highly intelligent. I'm saying looking at geometry and spatial, I believe that they're really, really honing in on relationships and associations that they're seeing all around them. And it, quite frankly, can be pretty captivating and immersing if you don't have a, if you don't have the balance and the moderation that you need with it. I believe those individuals, children, adults that have these labels attached to them in some way make them seem like they're deficient really aren't so deficient. And if they could express the relationships that they're seeing and illustrate it like many idiot savants do, savants and prodigies, if they could actually express what they're experiencing, then we'd see that this idea of intelligence and this idea of the ability to show intelligence or express it is really relative. It's a matter of perspective. What is normal? What's abnormal? When does abnormal become absurd and ridiculous? And when does normal become, well, maybe you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there's a lot more going on than meets the eye than what we think we know. Okay, let's get back to the picture here. Not you. Copy. I should have taken all of these pictures in succession so I could have maintained the same time of day with the same lighting, so I could have maintained the same coloring, because when it's inverted, it's darker, it's further on in the day, the lights are turned not exactly the way they were, so it's going to kind of give us kind of a too many different darknesses for the picture to be what I intended on it to be, but we'll see how it turns out. Maybe we're getting close here. Looks like we had a little bit too much contrast. We had a little bit purple hue in there, but right off,